So I said to her, the term cross-country machine is reserved for horses that score 30 plus on the flat.
Hi, this is Laura Collett, and you are listening to Season 3 of Eventing Weekly with Mitch and Braden.
Cheers, guys.
That almost looked like you weren't reading it straight off your phone.
Mitch, Braden, producer Ellie, and Libby Seed. Libby, g'day, mate.
G'day, nice to be here.
Oh, it's so bloody good to have you here, because do you know what happened last week?
I do have listened to it.
Yeah, exactly. And apologies to you and the rest of the world, really. Because what happened was we were in touch with Tilly, and great lady, by the way, and she said, hey, maybe it would be a good idea to interview Libby on the pod straight after badminton. We thought, shit, that's a cracking idea. She said, come on down to the Marlborough. We got it all booked, and we turned up, and it was just her and Jemima Stratton.
I mean, they did a great job, to be fair. So as far as mistakes go, what a great mistake to have.
Oh, that's very kind. Thoughts on that, Mitchell?
Very kind. Not quite what I was expecting when we rocked up here last week. To have the tables turned and for us to be sitting in the hot seat, getting everything thrown at us, I wasn't really prepared. No. I think we handled it well.
Ellie, producer Ellie, how did you feel?
I was happier once the edits had been made.
Yeah.
I think it was fine afterwards, but I was listening and I was realizing what had gone. And I was like, I think that's a good thing that it's not in here.
Yeah. Libby, we removed about 35 minutes of that episode. We've never done that before. Never have we removed anything. 35 minutes of that podcast got deleted.
I mean, if you probably spent more than an hour with the two of them, you probably left needing therapy. So I'm not really surprised.
How good. Well, no, we are stoked to have you down here this evening. We are back down at the Marlborough, in Marlborough. And we've got a bunch of questions lined up for you. So I guess, shall we get into it?
Let's.
Mitchell, question 1 is with you.
Alrighty. Libby, we're, what are we, 2 weeks? 2 weeks out from badminton. Can you give us a little run through about how the week went for you?
Yeah, it feels like a really long time ago already now. So much has passed for me. I've been to 2 other countries since badminton already. But the week itself was amazing. I was really lucky to have Tilly there, who was screaming with me. And actually the first few days, which can seem like a really long time, were actually just really chilled, and we had a nice time playing ponies and lots of purple shampoo and juice because I've got a very dirty grey pony. And then obviously we got down to the competition. Trot Up was great. It was sponsored by Welly Gogs, and they gave me a beautiful outfit to wear, and all was very smooth, which is nice. My dressage I was quite disappointed with, but you know, it's probably not my strong phase, but I've been really working on the dressage. But the jumping phases, she was amazing, and that's really what badminton's about, isn't it? You know, I was never going to be in the lead after the dressage, but yeah, the 2 jumping phases were amazing, and after the show jumping I just finished the week on such a high and felt like I was on cloud 9.
It was pretty bloody cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, it looked like it as well. Like watching on the Sunday, the show jumping, you just come in, you're like bouncing around. It's like, holy shit. This girl, Mia?
Girl, yeah, she's called Angel. Yeah.
Is that she can jump?
She can really jump, yeah. A lot of the time with her, I just feel like I'm trying not to let her down. Because this is my 5th 5-star with her. And she's bred to jump. Her first badminton, she jumped clear. And then at Po, I had 4 down. And like from there, I just feel like it's been like going back uphill, trying to get back to where we were with the confidence and everything else. But it really came together a peach on the day this time, and it was very cool.
That's epic. So this was your 3rd badminton, right?
Yes, yeah.
How does it feel coming back for number 3? Is it all quite familiar and comfortable, or does the badminton, like the feeling of badminton, do you not get used to that?
I don't think you get used to it, but I definitely felt calmer in the run up to badminton. I felt like, because I've been twice before, I knew what I was expecting, whereas the first one, I remember for like 2 weeks before, I was like a gibbering wreck, like barely sleeping. I was like, my horse is going to go lame like 3 minutes before and it's all going to fall apart. But yeah, this time I definitely felt more calm and I knew what I was expecting in the run up. And even at the event in the first few days. But you know, on cross country day, it doesn't matter, I think, whether you've been around as many times as Pippa and William have, or it's your first one. I think the nerves are exactly the same. And for me, I always feel the adrenaline in my hands, and my hands shake until I'm on the horse, and then it's game on and get going, don't you?
Well, yeah. At what point is it? So you're talking cross country morning.
When is game on? Like, it's not in the warm up, is it? You're still
I don't know.
nervous.
I don't know, because I'm very focused, and I have a plan before I get on the horse. So in the morning I went round and I can't remember, did I ride first, or I can't remember. I ride early because she's a complete lunatic with people around. She completely just jumps around like a fool. So I rode early and walked the course and just try and stay really focused. And I was actually kind of okay until the first one went out the start box, and that's when my hands started going, and all the adrenaline goes. And then I just have to work really hard at not letting the adrenaline take over me. So I kind of go back to the lorry, make sure all my kit's ready, probably get a bit OCD if I'm being honest. And then just before I get on, go through the course. And as soon as I'm sort of going through the course and have something to focus on, I'm all right. And then as soon as I get on the horse, because she's quite difficult sometimes down at the warm-up, and I do a trot straight down, canter, do my fences, and then she has to actually be on a lead rein until I go into the arena then for the last 10 minutes while she cools down, gets her body temperature down before we go out. And she bless her, she dragged Tilly around like you wouldn't believe. Tilly was there looking like she was doing a walking race, trying to keep up with her. But yeah, once I'm there and ready to go, I'm actually okay in focus mode. Yeah.
Remind me, what time did you set off?
About 2:30, something like that.
Okay, so there's a bit of dead time in the morning there where you've got to find something to keep your mind occupied.
Well, you wouldn't believe how quickly it passes.
Oh, really?
And I went around the course, went to the start to watch a few fences and stuff in the tent, and that was all wonderful. And I was like, right, it's riding really well, brilliant. And then I was like, I just want to go and watch the line into Huntsman's Close, because I went inside the tree to Huntsman's Close. And I was like, oh, brilliant, David Dole's coming, perfect one to watch. I was right on the line, was there watching it. David comes in, great canter, and the horse just goes splat. And I was like, wow, that was not what I needed to see. And after that, the nerves really, really got going. But it's just trying to go back to being right, go back to the training. And then we'd set a time, and then none of them really made it that far, and they were all going long. And then I was prevaricating about whether to go long or not. But we'd set a time where we were all supposed to be back at the lorry to sort of make sure everyone, knew what they were doing and everything. So it was kind of a good thing, because then I just walked away and went back and just was like, right, I'm just going to go off my plan, and that'll be that.
And so did you... I actually missed Huntsman Close on you. Did you take the inside line?
I did, and it rode fine. So yeah.
Sorry, David.
I mean, it's got to be tricky being in the afternoon, and you've got time to sit there and watch. Yeah. And if it does go all to how you were planning it, great. Yeah. But when you do see stuff like David coming in and it not quite working out how you thought, maybe it's better to get out there first thing.
I agree. I do agree. And last year I was about 4:00 or something, and I had to eat in the afternoon, and that was really forcing food down by that point. So
I was thinking about those late draws, and I don't know if I was just trying to rationalize it, but I was wondering, and at least this was the narrative I was pushing throughout the week, was at least, like you say, if you go early, boom, done, get it done. You don't have to think too much about it. At least if you've got the last draw, and tell me how wrong I am, because I know nothing. But at least if you've got the last draw, can you not anticipate there's going to be some sort of jeopardy throughout the day? But usually by 4:00, that jeopardy's sort of resolved. Someone's not ridden a line well, or someone's fallen off. But then Austin O'Connor's come around on Colorado Blue and that's the ride. And so is there any peace in knowing that jeopardy is going to be resolved, or is it just it's really hard to eat?
I do see what you're saying, and I kind of agree with you, but you kind of then take what other people are doing with their horses, and oh, their horse has done that, so my horse will do that. But actually you forget that you've probably done over 100 other cross-country rounds on your horse and the time that you've got to that competition. And actually, okay, it's nice to watch a few horses and watch the patterns through the fences, but you actually know before you go and before you watch any of the other horses how your horse is going to read that fence.
Sure.
And I've done it before. I've taken, Poe was a perfect one a couple of years ago, and there was this jump into the water and loads of people were going long and no one was turning to the triple brush. And all day people went long, and I think one or two had whoopsies there, and I was like, right, I'm going to go long. And I really learned from that experience, because I was close to the end of the day and they went long there. And then I watched Roz after me, a couple after, and she did it perfectly. I was like, I know my horse would have done that. Why did I not just get on with it? So I think just learning to stick to the plan, and okay, you can take bits from other horses, and you can see that sometimes it's resolved, sometimes it's not though.
Yeah.
But you still know your horse, and if you think your
Okay.
horse is capable, you should just really get on and do it, shouldn't you?
And I guess you can make like those like micro adjustments throughout the course as well. Like
Yeah.
when you're riding and
Yeah.
just adjusting to how your horse is tackling it and
How tired they are, etc. Yeah.
This is the deepest horse chat we've had in a
Yeah.
long time.
Sorry guys, I'm bringing the tone way too serious.
No,
No,
it's refreshing.
Oh my God.
Holy shit.
Should we get on to the next question?
Yeah,
I
maybe we
think
should.
so.
Maybe we
This
should.
is with me, I believe.
No,
I don't think
no,
so.
no,
Is it
no.
not?
No, your question 3, I think.
Oh, that's so awkward.
No, that's fine.
Guys, I'm ready though. just to
Okay,
let you know.
okay. Producer Ellie?
Question 3 is
Ready to go. No, question 2 is me, and it's just tell us about vascular interventional radiology.
Vascular interventional radiology, what a place to go. So I actually worked for about 5 years in vascular interventional radiology, selling medical equipment. So basically what that is like arteries and veins, which is obviously your circulatory system. And my job was basically to sell equipment, and my territory was the southeast of the UK, basically to open up your arteries and veins. So a lot of it is smokers, and like a huge number of the venous cases are people like women who are on the pill, or just people who are unlucky who don't have good circulation. It's all just about trying to unblock veins. But I've just moved across into urology, which is obviously bladder, kidneys, and I've seen a lot of things I didn't really need to see because the access is in the nether regions.
Sorry, what?
You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, the hand gestures are a
yeah,
dead giveaway.
yeah,
Tell the
so-
story.
I went into my first case a couple of weeks ago, and I wasn't really prepared, and no one had really said anything, and I was like, oh, okay. And it's savage,
Really?
absolutely savage. Yeah, obviously, if you have kidney stones, you need to be treated, but just be prepared. It's pretty savage.
It's pretty savage. I've got a bunch of follow-up questions. I'm sure
Yeah.
Mitch does too. Maybe I'll start with. So, are you joining during surgery?
Yeah.
What's your role during these surgeries?
So now I specialise in lasers for stones and prostates and stuff to help. My job is basically supporting the company's equipment. So to make sure that the surgery goes smoothly, in terms of the kit's prepared properly, it's serviced properly, everyone's trained appropriately on the equipment, and also to make sure that the equipment's being used within the guidelines as well. And obviously surgeons sometimes might see a way that they might like to use the kit alternatively, but it's all about sort of settings for the equipment and just making sure that it's used within the parameters it's supposed to be used within.
Holy shit! And then I just relaxed by going
Yeah.
venting.
Yeah.
You joke, but like sometimes I'm in surgery, I'm like, I'd way rather be going around a 5-star right now. I'm there like sweating as something's going
Yeah.
slightly wrong, and they're going to look to me for a question. And I'm like, oh my God, put me at the leaf pit or something.
I'm sure you must get that analogy or that comparison a lot, right? Is that the easy place to go to for a question like, oh, that must be such good training for your nerves and those are transferable skills? Is that something that people draw a comparison to a lot?
I think they do, yeah. I think I'm just one of those people. I live life in quite a stressful pace of life. I'm not very good at chilling out. I mean, I've been on holiday for 2 days. I got back from Rome this afternoon. I've been home, rid my horses and come here. Like I'm always on the go and stressed. Like not stressed, but like I like living with adrenaline, if that makes sense. So
Oh, that makes so much sense. Is that the eventer?
Yeah, typical. Just adrenaline junkies.
yeah, we literally are, aren't we?
Yeah. I've got one other
Go for it.
just I guess observation on that. My favorite part about your story, your telling of that story is I think you started it by saying obviously and then throughout it obviously urology.
Yeah.
But I suppose how long have you been in the industry now? Is that all second nature to you now?
Well, I came out of university and did 6 months of trying to be a professional eventer, and for me that it wasn't an option with my setup and stuff at home. And I've been doing it since then. So I think 5 or 6 years I've been in the industry now. Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously.
Yeah,
Sorry.
obviously.
No,
Shouldn't
that's fine.
assume.
Yeah. And
Nice.
is that something you're now looking to carry on with, or do you find yourself maybe getting out of that and having a crack again at professional eventing?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I really like the balance that I have with life now. And things may change in the future. You don't know, but I don't have an arena at home. And I am very reliant on my mum being really supportive. My parents are of a certain age and I'm very grateful, but I enjoy being able to do the other things in life as well. If I want to, I don't have owners for my horses. I own my horses with my parents, or they own some, I own some, and we sell one occasionally to kind of fund it. But I have a job, and my parents are happy to fund it as their sort of hobby as well. And I really enjoy how we do it, because it's okay. There's the pressure that we put on ourselves to perform, but you know, if I fell off at badminton, so what? Do you know what I mean? As long as we come home safe and sound and the horse is safe and sound, it doesn't really matter. I'm not really letting anyone down. Whereas with owners, I had lovely owners while I was doing it for the short time I was and through university and stuff, but it's so much more pressure, and hats off to the guys that do it with owners on who, you know, we're very grateful that they do fund a lot of our sport, but for me, it's not what I want to do, no.
I get the feeling that push come to shove, you'd probably deal with the pressure okay. But maybe the lifestyle that you've got is not a bad one to hold on to. I might throw producer Ellie a bone and let her slide in with her first question of the night.
I'm so ready for this.
There she is. What have we got?
Holding on. This isn't me. This is a friend of the show. I'm just going to let him take it away. Him.
Hi, Libby. If you had to name one eventing crush you've got, who would that be?
Sorry, what?
Oh.
Who was that?
And why did your face drop as soon as you
heard that
In the
little
first
French
second.
accent? Gaspar Maxud, what a
Yeah.
man.
Eventing crush. Well, Boyd Martin.
Is he?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Is he?
What
That's
a good one.
That's
Yeah.
Mitch's as
Yeah.
well,
Is it?
actually.
Oh,
It's hard not
100%.
to. He's so funny as well.
Yeah, the perfect man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is he the perfect man?
I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah, and especially now he's world #1 as well.
So
It's
much more attractive.
Even hotter.
Exactly.
Ellie, producer Ellie, got an eventing crush?
No.
No, yes. Strong.
Great.
After
question
last
answer.
week, no comment to anything.
No comment. No comment. Well, for me, shout out Sammy Birch. Sorry, Mitch, stepping on your toes.
No, that's fine. No.
Have we got any more
that.
fan questions over there, producer Ellie?
We do. Are you ready?
Can we go back to what we know?
Chief Executive of the Beefots here. I heard you had Libby Seed on, and I've got a couple of questions for her. Question 1. What is your best and worst 5-star memory? This could be televised or behind the scenes. And question 2. Please, can you explain to us all the Chad system and the funniest reason for a Chad? Okay, thanks, bye.
I'm seeing face
Yeah.
and hands
Oh,
again.
yeah.
I thought that was.
Yeah,
I've got no idea what she's on
When that
about.
question came through, I was like, yeah.
I was like, finally, some peace and quiet. Helen Bates is back, and she's bringing us back straight down the middle, nice and vanilla.
Yeah.
And I think the first part was. What was the first part?
About 5-star mishaps or what's
yeah.
gone wrong. I'm sure there's plenty behind the scenes. My worst moment was probably at Poe, actually. Or like most heartbreaking moment, I think. Because I think I was in 11th going into the show jumping, and obviously Angel's an insane jumper, and it just all went a little bit tits up, and I had 4 down, and one of my trainers changed my bit before I went into show jumping because she thought I'd, overbitted her or whatever, despite that's the bit that I'd been jumping in all season. I know, and it
Perfect time just to try
Perfect
something else out.
timing.
Yeah.
But do you know what? I tried, even though it was absolutely gutting at the time to have 4 down, I still finished in the top 15, and it's a learning experience, and no one will ever touch my tack again in a show jumping warm up at a 5-star.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it was just one of those. I cried for about 2 hours on the way home from Hogue, just because I was so close to that top 10, and as an eventer finishing at the top 10 of a 5-star, that is what you dream of, isn't it? And then it was so close, but it was so far. So yeah, that was definitely my lowest
That is
point.
tough, eh?
Yeah.
It's hard to set rules in sport or life, but from our world in football, we have this one that we say, nothing new on game day.
Yeah.
And it's like, you just stick to your processes.
Yeah.
You stick to what you know.
You've got Tuesday and Thursday to mess around.
Exactly.
Try shit.
Yeah. You wake up, you have the same breakfast.
Yeah.
You put your socks on in the same order.
Yeah.
You do your hair the same way. Nothing new on game day.
I agree, but like when you're also like, so that was probably like my 3rd or 4th 5-star, and the trainer that was there with me, you know, she's so experienced, and you know, when things probably weren't quite going to plan in the warm up, she's someone I really like
Yeah, sure.
trusted, and you kind of just take their opinion as gospel. But even now, like I've learned that if you know, like you say, nothing new on game day, and if I haven't tried it at home, I now won't be trying it in a competition.
Yeah.
And even if they're, you know, it doesn't matter if Mickey Young now told me to change my bit, I wouldn't change it. So yeah.
I reckon just meditating on that for a second, because it's hard, because you still want to have an open mind, right? And you know, you need to be open to information, and if someone gives you good advice, you need to be open to take it. So maybe it's more like stick to your gut. And sort of what you were saying before about like looking at how people ride lines. It's like stick to what you know on game day.
Exactly.
You know, like trust your instincts a little bit.
Yeah. And like, stick to your gut, but also you can take advice and change things after the event.
Yeah,
But
true. Yeah.
So
Did Batesy have a follow up?
she asked
Second
about the
part.
Chad
What the
system.
hell is she going on
That
about?
is news to us.
Well,
Can we just say we're doing our very best this week to not get cancelled? So
I will try my best to be
okay,
very
thank
PG
you.
then.
Thank you.
So I went through quite an avid dating stage where I
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, you know, like, oh, look at me, I'm a legend, I'm going to go on all of these dates. And I went on quite a lot of dates that year. And sometimes it was just really fun to name them. For example, Chad that didn't want to go out with me because I was going to be moving back to the countryside, or what are some of the other Chads? There's plenty of Chads, ex-boyfriends that are Chads, and the Spanish Chad. There's like, it's
So
just
So Chad's just a general term for
A character, a mythical creature.
mythical creature.
Is
Yeah,
he? Is he?
it just it was just really funny. I think I changed them one day. Do you want to hear something really embarrassing though?
Yes.
Yeah, we do.
Completely.
I got a new car, okay, and the guy was like showing me all this cool stuff on the car as he dropped the car off, and I don't know why, but like I must not have like A's or B's in my phone, and like he downloaded all my contacts onto the car, and he's like, there was like Chad. It was literally so embarrassing. I was like mortified, and some of them are not that PG, and it was just so embarrassing. I was just like, at that point, I was like, I've got to delete those. That's so embarrassing.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Shout out Batesy.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Coming in with the inside knowledge.
She knows the scoop. Yeah.
she
Helen and I would be very good friends.
Can we give her a sting? I think Batesy deserves.
You know
Yeah.
the one.
Yeah.
Do you want to make one for her?
No,
or you want
no.
Oh yeah.
That's
we
what
probably
I was
need a
thinking.
sting.
We
for
probably
her.
should make her one.
Yeah. Oh really? I was thinking
the other one.
I was thinking your voice. I wanted to hear your voice.
Yeah.
Because she.
Blimey, that is a big fan
Yeah.
of the show.
Because holy shit, that your one. Oh,
Yeah,
that
it's
comes in
punishing.
I think my eardrums are broken now,
Yeah,
but
my
it's fine.
problem.
Yeah.
Your one is unreal. Yeah.
I wanted to give everyone a bit of a, bit of a sting moment.
Yeah, they got that. Sorry, Libby. We do have more questions. That was question 4. We're on to question 5, and it looks like it's back with you, Mitchell.
It is. And we've mentioned, well, you nearly were top 10 at Poe, but then in your previous, what have we done? 3 5-stars, all top 20s. What point do we stop calling you an amateur eventer?
Oh no, I love being an amateur event
I
rider.
thought
Please never, never
Yeah.
change
I was
that.
like, is that badge of honor?
Yeah.
So here comes amateur eventer.
On,
Libby Seed.
on your bio, it's amateur
Yeah.
event rider. I was like, this bitch. How many professionals are out there like,
I know.
she's top 20 again?
I'm not attention seeking, but I definitely get more attention because I'm an amateur.
Yeah.
And also, like, it's great for my sponsors as well because they like get a little bit of a shout out as well because people
Yeah.
love the fact, that I'm an amateur. So yeah, I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, and good on them for taking a punt with an amateur.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you've switched pronunciation
Yeah,
just then,
I
haven't
just-
you?
yeah.
I was
I
wondering.
liked it. And I was like, I'm going to go for it.
Because I came in hard with amateur,
Yeah.
Okay.
and you, Libby,
You sound
pushed.
very French.
You pushed. What
Ooh.
is it?
Very
I think it
demure.
might
I don't know.
Is it French?
Very demure.
Very demure.
You pushed back with amateur.
Mm.
You sound
Quite-
like
Amateur.
Oh, I don't know.
Amateur?
I've just
Amateur?
been, I guess.
Tilly, how does it go? What is it? Yeah.
Amateur. With a bit of a
Amateur.
you
I mean,
sound like when you
yeah.
go to a restaurant and order something and then say the word of the food.
No.
So you'll be like, can I have...
Can I please have the,
like-
can I please have the chicken? Chicken.
No. Let me explain this. Like, you'll be
please do.
like
Please
in
do.
a restaurant, like
Yeah.
in Cheltenham.
Yeah.
The 15-year-old
And-
waiter comes up to you. Do you know what I mean? It's just his weekend job, and you're like, "Can I have the chorizo?" And then, and then he just looks at you, and he's like, "The chorizo."
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
I know exactly what
Yeah.
you mean. I have this
Yes.
problem with paella
Exactly.
because,
Yeah.
and I can never get it right. I feel the word paella. You have to pick the person you're telling it to, because if you come in with, "Can I have the paella?" They're like, "Do you mean
The what?
paella?" And then sometimes you misread it, and you're like, "Can I have the paella?" And they're like, "I think you mean paella." And you're like, "I knew it was paella, but I just didn't think
Yeah.
you knew it was paella."
So basically, you're a Chad
You've
who
been
can't
gaslit.
pronounce
Yeah.
paella.
Yeah. This little 15-year-old coming out back, giving
Yeah.
Ellie a high five. Got him. What an amateur.
What an amateur.
Yeah, I find
Nice.
it best to just stick away from those kinds of foods.
Yeah, really.
Just go, yeah, I'll have a steak.
Yeah.
Burger every
I
time.
know how to pronounce that. Yeah. No, but then chips.
Oh,
Coming from New
my
Zealand.
God.
Chips. Oh, I've started a
my
can of worms
God.
here, haven't I?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you know where we're from. We've got chips, three things. You
Yeah.
guys have chips, fries, and crisps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've got
We got chips.
chips, and chips.
They're all chips.
Although
you know how the-
sometimes we do differentiate with hot chips.
Hot chips, bro. Hot chips.
Hot chips.
Exactly. That's how we differentiate. You
See,
got
I would
chips.
think that you just put some sriracha or something on your chips at that point.
Nah, they just warm them up. But to be
No.
fair, I think they're right with the crisps, chips and fries.
No.
Oh, at
No.
least the crisps. It is good to so you don't have to be like it's a warm chip.
Yeah.
There's some
Yeah.
merit in that.
There is.
Yeah.
Like, and
Don't
no,
deep
I
it,
do,
guys. Really
I do
comes to
think
don't
you are
deep it.
you are right. I just don't want to admit it.
Sure.
So let's get out of there.
Should we pull us out of there? All right. It's question number 6, and it's back with me. Libby, I was interested. Going back to your double life. Which world understands the other world better? So, like, is it easier to explain to your colleagues what badminton is, or is it easier to explain to Gaspar what vascular interventional radiology is?
If I tell my colleagues that I'm going to badminton, they're like, "Oh, I didn't know you did racket sports as well." I'm like,
Yes, I love
Here we
that.
go again.
Yeah.
It depends, because my surgeons and stuff they often will know. Well, some of them will know about like horse sports, so they all think I'm going racing most of the
Yeah.
time.
100%.
They're like, "Oh, cool, you're a jockey." I'm like, "We'll stick with that."
Yeah.
But some of my colleagues actually come to badminton and support, and I'm sure I could hear one of my colleagues screaming around the lake. And so some of them get it, and they are obviously really proud and try and explain to as many people as possible. But I would say it's probably easier to describe to you guys, because you also have a human body and will
Mhm.
roughly know what
Guilty.
an artery and vein is. So yeah, it'd probably be
Obviously.
easier. That would be easier, I'd say, to explain to you guys.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, all we think is like really technical, really smart,
Yeah.
Super smart.
super smart.
Boston are hiring, I hear, so like you never know.
Sorry, who is that?
My company.
Are they?
Yeah, you never know.
Oh,
Are they?
change your career, Brayden.
No, quite happy. Thank you, Mitchell.
Yeah, good.
Yep, things are going
Mhm.
well at Keyflow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're redefining equine nutrition, and it's going bloody
Love
good.
that. Love that.
Thanks, mate. That one's for you, Cam Price. All right, we're motoring now. Shall we send it back to Ellie?
We are really speeding through. And here's another one with me that isn't quite with me.
Hey Libs, one of your big fans, India here. I heard you are on the Eventing Weekly podcast, and I had a question for you. So, in another life, where Angel was one of your mates from uni, between you or Angel, who do you think would, one, be the most fun on a student rider night out, and two, would be more high maintenance in a relationship? Looking forward to hearing your answers. Lots of love.
Wow, you've really got my friends who know all the scoop on me as well.
Who's that? India Wishart.
India, yeah.
G'day, mate. Big fan of the show.
Yeah, she is. She's a great friend as well. So who would be more fun on a student riders night out? Do you know what student riders is?
No, can you tell me what Student Riders is?
So student riders is
Pretend I'm not from this hemisphere
okay.
and I don't ride horses.
Okay, so at all of the universities in the UK, you have bucks,
Mhm.
which is what all the sports have
Mhm.
bucks teams where you go and compete for your university. And then it goes up to the championships, and from the championships with the riding at Bucks, you get selected. There's a British team that they select.
Yes.
So I got basically selected onto that. India was on that. Rupert Batting, Ros Cantor was on it. Porrick McCarthy.
Is this all the same team?
No, so they were all before,
Yeah,
but so
gotcha.
you're on it for a period of time, and obviously you're they're competing. But so then you have like Nations Cup, so you compete against other countries. So that's where I met my boyfriend Josh at one of those, dancing on a table in Belgium, and he competed for Ireland.
Shout out Josh.
Yeah.
Shout out Josh, yeah.
What a legend.
Was that an
and
Irish accent you were trying to do?
What a legend. No, what is
What
that?
were you going for?
What a legend. I'm interrupting
Sorry.
Libby's story, bro. I'm just trying to. What a legend. Carry on. We'll cut that bit out. What a legend.
but yeah, so you're all competing on these Nations Cups things, and so you do a group test at the start with your team, and then you go through to rounds. And actually, the final round of the jumping is quite big. It's like 130 on a horse that you've been allowed to jump 1 or 2 practice fences on, and you've ridden for 5 minutes. And the dressage championship, like at the end, is a PSG test on a horse that you've ridden for 5 minutes in the warm up, dressage to music.
1 second. PSG.
Yeah.
No, I knew you were going to ask me what that was. It's dressage to music.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pre St George, so like it's a high level test. You have to do
Yes.
like changes,
Yeah.
like
PF.
sequence changes, PF,
Yeah.
like pirouettes, all the rest of it.
Pirouettes.
But so you do that in the day, and all night you basically party until 4 o'clock in the
Okay.
morning. It's just great prep for eventing, obviously. But yeah, so she's asking who'd be better fun on a night out. I think me. I was an absolute legend at those.
Absolute legend.
Yeah, there it is.
I've got way more boring in the last few years, but I honestly have had some absolutely great
Have you?
nights. Yeah, like
Who was she comparing you to? Angel, your horse.
Angel, my horse.
Yeah, good.
Angel's great, but when she's at a party, like she's like centre of attention, and then she likes to go to sleep.
Oh,
So,
is
yeah.
she?
She'll like scream at everyone, whinny at everyone, be
Yes.
like, "Hey guys," and
Yeah.
then she like likes to go to bed.
Just slip away.
Yeah.
Where's Angel? Where did Angel go?
She's the friend that has 7 cocktails and then goes to bed at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Is she? But is she getting that drunk, or is she just like, I'm here, I'm fun, I'm great, see you?
I reckon she'd be teetotal.
Would she?
Yeah, I think so.
So she
I'm not
doesn't
sure.
even need it.
No.
She's just here for a great time.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
Yeah.
And then out of here.
But she would definitely be blonde, very pretty,
Sure.
like very swish.
Yeah. Nice.
All the boys would love her, and then she'd just be like, "No, sorry, bye."
Okay, bye. And then
yeah.
there's you left behind dancing on the tables till 3.
Being feral, and all the boys are like, "Oh my god, who's that?"
Who is this?
Yeah, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, what was her other bit that she said?
What was the other bit? Should I play it again?
Yeah.
Sure.
Hey Libs, one of your big fans, India here.
And we're
I
missing the
heard
Beefhearts hotline as
you
well.
are on the Eventing Weekly podcast, and I had a question for you. So, in another life, where Angel was one of your mates from uni, between you or Angel, who do you think would, one, be the most fun on a student rider night out, and two, would be more high maintenance in a relationship? Looking forward to hearing your answers. Lots of love.
Who'd be more high maintenance in a relationship?
Josh.
Josh.
Is Libby high maintenance in a relationship?
So much. So much.
What about compared to Angel?
Angel's.
Angel's
Angel's
a
chill.
chill guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be honest, you know how I said I love adrenaline? That occasionally does come out in tears, and normally down the phone to Josh. So he's very tolerant and also understands my lifestyle as well. So, yeah, I think... So Angel would be the kind of gal that wanted you to buy her expensive stuff,
I know the type.
but probably wouldn't love you that much. Do you know what I mean? She'd be like quite... what's the word I'm looking for? Materialistic girl.
Yeah, gotcha.
You know, she likes to look great, be the
Sure.
centre of attention. Whereas I'm not really
She's
that.
she's more concerned about the optics
Yeah,
than actually the
exactly.
the doing, the feeling. The
Where, yeah,
being.
exactly.
Gotcha. Whereas you're leaning into the emotion, the ride, the ups, the downs.
Exactly. And yeah, I need someone who's quite...
Just level.
The ship.
Just like,
Yeah.
The ship.
calm your farm.
Yeah, I'm the
Right.
wind,
Yeah.
I'm the rain,
Are
I'm
you?
the stormy bit. And yeah, the ship's just...
Gotcha.
Just
Yeah.
so we've just finished badminton. Obviously,
Obviously.
Angel's about to have a bit of a break.
Mhm.
But then when she does come back into it, where to next?
That's such a good question, which Josh and I have been debating. He would love me to look for some funding to go to America, because
Oh, yeah.
well, how often do you have a horse at this level? And she's like pretty competent now. If I was
Mhm.
going to have one that I would feel confident to go abroad with, it would be her.
You talking
Mhm.
Maryland?
Yeah, but it's
Oh.
so expensive, and there's apps like I would have to sort of find funding really.
Sure. If
Mm.
only there was a podcast with a platform that you could talk about it
Yeah.
on. Go.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, if anyone would really like to sponsor me, I'd love to go.
I'm an amateur.
I'm a mature. But yeah, do you know what? That horse owes me nothing. If I never did another event on her, I never
Mhm.
sat on her again. She owes me absolutely nothing, and she is a pet as well. So either, we'd find an amazing sponsor who would help us get to Maryland,
Mhm.
or Burley.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She didn't like being kept in work to the end of the season, so as into October.
Mhm.
I feel like when her season's ended, she just sort of she's mare, like what they're like. They like us women, when they feel well and when they don't. So yeah, I wouldn't go to Poe. But yeah, I would like to see if I could get to a Nations Cup as well over the summer.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see any reason why not. She's an amazing jumper. Okay,
Mhm.
sometimes my dressage changes aren't that great, but
Yeah.
she'd
But
be a
when you're
great
finishing on it, hey? Isn't
Yeah.
that what they say?
close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, one of those really would be
Mhm.
the plan.
Mitch and I are big advocates of that, Of just like from being on the outside, and we know nothing. Let me just
Yeah,
preface
we
this.
know nothing.
nothing. But you
seem
hear
like you know loads.
Oh, good.
it seems like people love a horse that scores low in the dressage, and they
Mm.
hate a horse that has poles down on the last day. But we're
Yeah.
always like, but what's the finishing score? Like,
Yeah.
really, that's all
Yeah.
that matters. Is like,
Yeah.
it's finishing sub 40.
Many ways
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
skin a cat, as they say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
Uh,
we've said it before. Like everyone just wants to hate on the horse that starts off in an 18
Yes.
and then has
Fall down on the
Fall
last day.
down or
Oh
whatever.
my God,
like,
it finished on a
worst
32.
horse in the world.
For goodness sake.
Yeah.
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 But then you start on a 32 dressage and
Yes.
finish on it. Oh my god!
Oh my God,
Best
cross country
horse in the world.
machine.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
can't win,
But-
really, can you?
No.
It doesn't matter what you do, but yeah.
Just keep finishing on a good score.
Just
really.
keep going. Just keep
Yeah.
trying really hard.
Just keep not caring about what anyone thinks.
Yeah. Is Maryland? This is like the second or third time I've suggested this. But I've got
Mhm.
no idea. Is it Maryland where they do help with getting contributing some funding to get some horses over?
I know they used to with Kentucky, but I don't think they do anymore.
do they not?
I'm not sure. I honestly don't know. I've not really thought about it before because I've never been in a position to have a horse fit
Mhm.
and ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
But I know they
Okay.
definitely used to with Kentucky.
Yeah.
But I honestly don't know.
Well, if anyone out there does know the answer,
Yeah, man. Slide
Yeah.
into Ellie's DMs.
yeah.
I'll make this into a reel.
Oh,
And then-
will
Oh.
ya?
Well, maybe.
Mm.
It depends how good it looks, but it would be it would be nice.
I hope we've all
And-
been
and-
smiling.
And failing that,
Let me just pick up my Yeti. Back.
if you
There we go.
if you don't want to get a horse out there, but you want to get a couple of guys
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
who
yeah.
can come and do a bit of
Yeah,
You're like
live
the Ant
streaming.
and Dec of the eventing world.
There is a high
It is.
good
That
compliment.
is
That's
really
good.
big.
yeah.
Ant and Dick, they've done everything.
They've done well.
Either that
Yeah.
or Wallace and Gromit. I'm not sure.
We'll take Ant
Yeah.
and Dick.
Yeah.
You know how
Who does it
you
make
can't
producer
say
Ellie?
them deck and Ant, so it has to be Ant and Deck. You can't say
Mm.
Deck
It's like
and Ant.
copyrighted,
So
isn't it?
which way around do your names go?
Oh, it's
Mitch and Braden.
Mitch and Braden.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
going to say Braden and Mitch sounds wrong, doesn't
It
it?
Because it is
Mm.
wrong.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's Mitch and Braden.
Yeah. And that is copyrighted as well.
Featuring.
Mitch
Mitch
and
and
You
Braden.
heard it
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
That's intellectual property now.
Yeah.
Featuring producer Ellie.
Yeah.
Featuring
With
us,
special
FT.
guest
Yeah.
producer Ellie.
with special legendary amazing superstar guest producer Ellie.
All right, producer Ellie. What else have you got for us?
I've actually got this one lined up.
Have you?
Beeflots Hotline.
There it is. There it is.
Final not in person fan question.
So, Libby, massive fangirl moment here. You're super busy with working full time, so that must mean your dating and social life overlaps into the horse world. Can you tell me the inside knowledge about riding styles you've picked up from eventers, jockeys, and show jumpers?
Yeah.
Over to you, Libby.
So, Kate, also I'm very good friends with Kate. We went on holiday together earlier this year. My boyfriend is a show jumper. He show jumps in Ireland, so
Mhm.
she knows that I have that overlap into the horsey world. And I've got lots of friends in different spheres as well. So I've got friends that are jockeys I used to ride out, etc. So yeah, you pick up different things from lots of different people, don't you? You're talking to people and
100%. What have you picked up from Josh?
I hate to admit this, right?
Go on.
But Josh, last year when I was like building up my confidence, he helped me have a jump with Angel in the arena that I go to down the road. He was like, "You're just coming in a bit quick," and he just leaned back on her into the fence. Right, I go for I was like, "Shut up," you know, as you do if it's your boyfriend that's trying to help you and you're feeling in a sassy mood. I go to a lesson with Dickie Wager the following week, and literally Mum got it on video that Dickie said pretty much exactly the same thing. I was like, oh, gutted.
Does he know? He knows. Doesn't hold it over you.
No, it will only come out approximately once a week.
That's not bad.
Yeah, not
Only once a week.
I'd be pulling that out bi-weekly.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
But to be fair, do you know what? It's actually really nice. He came and walked the course with me at Badminton. And it's just things like just sometimes having someone to bounce ideas off who understands as well. It's really nice. Sorry, no.
Yeah,
I've got guys.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, that sounds like it would be nice.
But yeah, that's really nice. And yeah, I've got trainer friends as well. Jamie and Sol's a friend of mine, and I know I was struggling to sort of get any closer to the time because she wasn't fit enough. I had a good chat with him over dinner. We went out for a friend's birthday, and he was really helpful at talking about fitness and things like that with the horses. But yeah, loads of different avenues to go down with that.
How good. Shout out Kate Rowe.
Shout out Kate Rowe.
I met Kate Rowe.
She's a lovely girl.
She's a hell of a girl.
Yeah, she's so much fun. Like, such a good girl.
We were, end of last year, we went down to the South East Eventers Ball. Would that be right?
I don't know, but if there's a party, Kate Rowe will be there.
100. And we were staying at a hotel, and we hailed a cab, and she was dressed up to the nines beautifully.
Yeah.
With her lovely other half.
Yeah,
Will, a great man. And we're like, you guys want to jump on in? And we shared a cab with them, got to know them for the night, and turns out they're big fans of the show. Yeah, we were on the way there. He was like,
he's like, holy.
Are you the guy from are you the voice from? Because I let I'm the like, get it, man. Any chance?
Straight away, he's like, no,
yeah.
Not getting.
No, Will's cool, man. We got on like a house on fire.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy, barrister.
Yeah.
And she's dentist, so she's another amateur.
Yes. Yeah, clever couple.
Yeah.
Very clever, yeah. But so nice. And also, Kate is doing really well. She's doing 4-star long next week in France. So
Is she going to Royal Jump?
Sorry?
Is she going to Royal Jump?
I don't know what it's called.
Is it the one
Probably
north of Paris? That look.
Yeah, I don't think it's that far away.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
quite a few people going over to that one.
Is there?
Yeah.
I keep trying to egg her on to get qualified and go to Perth at the end of the year. She's like, oh, I don't know if he's a 5-star horse. I'm like, yes, he is. You're going to do it. You're going to smash it. So you heard it here
Hype
first.
girl.
She's going to smash it.
Is
And
she?
she's going to go to
Alright.
Perth.
There you go, Kate.
Come on, Kate. We're
Get
backing you.
Go get it,
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah.
Fuck
Go
yeah.
get it. Nice. All right. Well, that was question 9, which means there's only one
got-
question left.
One
Tilly
more
Moore.
left to go.
Trying to get yourself over here.
We have
Surprise.
a very rare occurrence on the Eventing Weekly. When was the last time we had a live fan question, Mitchell?
Hey, super fan.
Probably
Laura?
a long time ago.
Laura? Do you remember when we did Monica Spencer and Maddie Sivright?
Yes.
We had Laura Collett appear as a live fan
I think
question.
we had a couple of live fan questions that one, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Tom James.
Tom
I thought
James
Muzzy
the-
came in.
Muzzy Pottinger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
season 1.
you're Tilly Moore. You're following in. You're the You're the next person to do a fan question since Laura Collett.
Oh, that's amazing.
How does it feel? What an honour.
Emotional.
Yeah.
Special.
No, we can't say him anymore. Sorry. Cut that, please.
It's okay. Tilly, we have the final question of the evening, and the floor is yours.
I have a Chad question.
I feel nervous.
It's not the Chad question you think I'm going to ask.
Okay.
If there was an eventer that you named a Chad,
Which there is, but we move on.
we're not talking about that one, and it was Chad who needs to take a chill pill, who would that Chad be?
And just while we think about this, so to refresh, I'm going to check my understanding. everyone in your contacts was called Chad,
No.
hyphen, all of the people you were seeing, you would call them a Chad, and then
Just to clarify, they weren't
weren't
at the
many.
same
They were like-
time.
okay.
All of the people you're saying,
I'm not-
sorry, I had 10 plates
All
spinning
at
at
the
the same
same
time.
time.
I'm not mental, all
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. It was 20.
She's mental.
No, I'm more trying to capture. It's like so Chad and then the nickname.
Okay, so like if
But
I,
they're colloquially known as Chad.
yeah,
Chad with the long hair.
yeah,
Mm.
you getting the vibe.
Yeah.
Chad.
Or if they did
Chad
something
with the-
outrageous,
Nice.
Cheating
Big
Chad.
shoes.
Chad with the weird toes or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Becky with the nice hair.
Yeah, same
Yeah.
vibe, same
Yeah.
vibe.
Yeah.
I'm so embarrassed.
Not as
What
embarrassed
is-
as I am.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. I've padded for you.
Okay, Chad who needs to take a chill pill. All of the eventers are quite chilled though.
Tilly's like,
Tilly's shaking her
I'm
head. She's like,
targeting this at
nope,
someone.
there is-
Read my Jedi mind. Who are you targeting it at?
I'm not targeting anyone.
I feel like you are.
No,
Mm.
I'm not. But
Should I know who I should say?
no, you actually
Oh.
shouldn't. You could pick anyone you want.
Chad. Well, we can get.
Chad, who
Chad, who
needs
needs
to
to
take
take
a
a
chill
chill
pill.
Okay,
pill.
I'll tell you who I'm gonna pick, all right? And not for the reason you think.
They can cut this out.
Okay, it's gonna be Mickey Young. He needs to stop winning everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
exactly.
Such a
Yeah.
cop out.
It's a high IQ answer.
Yeah, really good.
Stop being.
Really
okay, who
good
am I going to
answer.
offend? The best in the world.
Yeah.
Stop being so good.
Yeah.
I tell you what though, that man is a solid dancer.
What?
Is he?
Yeah, Harasta Pin, how do you say it?
Harada Pin.
Harada
Yeah,
Pan.
that-
Harada Pan.
Oh.
God damn it.
that's the one. Yeah. I think it was like 16 or something. Best night of my life at that point when I was dancing. Mickey Young was fairly well away with
Was
the.
he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was on a mad one with Toddy. It was great.
Ah,
Sorry.
Of course.
You're in France.
Ooh,
And
the lights
the
have
lights
gone
went
out.
We'll just keep going. It's an audio medium, so no one can hear the lights going out, which
Oh,
is great.
Sorry.
So you're. What's this? 2016? Did you say?
No,
Well,
I
you were
was 16, so this is like 12 years ago. I think it was just after he'd won his first Olympic title. Yeah.
Yes.
And yeah, it was an hour out of Pan. I think he just won the 2-star or something, or 1-star as it was at that point.
Amazing.
And yeah, he was on a mad one. It was so great.
Did he have more hair?
Did he have more?
I don't want to be offensive because he's the best rider in the world, but
Mm.
I just can't picture Mickey Young with hair.
Do you know what? I have a photo on my phone, I think. I will
Do
check
you?
this out. Yeah.
Can we
Can
put
you
on
find
our
it now?
story?
Yeah. I'll find it. It's in the it's on my
Mm.
phone. It's in the corner room.
And Sir Mark Todd.
Sir Mark Todd
Mm.
also throws a hell of a shape.
Yeah,
Oh
he
yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He
he
really does.
He's a great New Zealander.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, back home, we both grew up completely outside the horse world.
Mm.
And tell me if I'm wrong, but you
Don't
knew,
tell me he's been on Strictly Come Dancing
No,
New
no.
Zealand.
you knew
No,
who Sir Mark Todd was.
Oh, yeah.
You knew
Everyone
who
knows.
charisma was.
Yeah.
Like, we're
Yeah.
talking mainstream. This is like the people that because he's our most successful, he's our most decorated Olympian of all time. Or no, Laura Carrington.
Lisa.
Lisa
Lisa
Laura,
Carrington.
the goat in the boat. Sorry, Lisa. Like everyone growing up knew about Mark Todd and charisma and Blythe Tate and Ready Teddy. Like this went beyond horse world.
Equestrian. It's
Yeah.
But it would be the same with like Michael Whitaker or
Who?
the Whitakers.
Kidding.
Oh, God.
Really,
But,
is
like,
it? But
But then it was also like I don't know, like I guess a generational thing as well, because they used to play it on BBC One, like the whole of all of the show jumping at
Mhm.
Olympia and stuff, and badminton, whatever, used to be on BBC One for the whole thing, didn't
yeah.
it?
Well, we don't know.
Yeah.
Well, it definitely like if I said who Michael Whitaker, also William Fox Pitt, people would sort
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
recognise that name if I threw that around. I mean, more in the general public and at work and
Sure.
stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But I mean, obviously he's a superstar as well, isn't he, in
Yeah.
New Zealand? So
Sir Mark Todd.
Mark Todd, yeah.
How do we get it back? How do we get it back to that place where
Mm.
people are talking about William Fox Pitt? People are talking about Gaspar Maxud, you know?
Is that what we want people to be talking
People
about?
Have we just cut out again?
No.
No?
I just didn't have a microphone, so I started
Uh-huh.
waving.
Go.
You're just
like
trying
that.
to get
Question?
attention.
Yes, producer Ali.
Yes, producer Ali.
I need a button. Like,
You've got-
hands up. You know?
You've got a whole
Yeah.
like
No,
pad
I'm
of-
whole
talking
pad.
specific. I'll
Okay,
make one.
okay.
It's fine. I don't even know what I was going to. No, you said how are you going to make it happen again? I just think we grow the podcast.
Sure.
Everyone starts
Yeah.
listening.
Mega.
We get interviews from the BBC.
Mega. Make eventing great again.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'll get it on a cap so you can.
Yeah.
I also think like going around schools and stuff, that's what other sports do.
Sure.
Yeah.
And you know, it's just obviously with horses the difficulty is people having access to horses. But there are programs and things to help get people into horse sports. But I think also educating. Obviously, there's a lot of people who come and I got controlled really badly after Burley last year, like really badly. One of my videos like broke the whatever barrier it is, and it went to like the general public, and I got really badly trolled.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they were yeah, we didn't, but yeah, they were sending like horrible messages like I hope you die, or it was terrible. But I think obviously there are people that are always going to have those opinions, but I think part of it is we don't as a sport sometimes do a good enough job of educating the general public about our sport and how we like you can't force a horse to compete around badminton.
Sure, yeah.
They do it because they want to do it, and how well these horses are looked after in the stables, etc. And I think there is this perception that, you know, we're all full of crooks and bad people, and like I think we could do
half of us.
only half of us, you know. But yeah, we could do a better job of educating people about that, I think. Yeah.
It's tough out there, eh?
It's a tough old world.
It is a tough old world. And probably problems, Mitch, I don't know about you, but maybe that you and I probably can't solve.
Give it a
Not
good
now.
go. Give it a good go.
Not now, but you watch this space.
Give it a good crack. Well, do you know where it starts? And it starts with a small little podcast and some really supportive sponsors. And I want to take this opportunity to shout out our sponsors who are giving you a free gift for coming along tonight, Libby. So massive shout out to Yeti, who have hooked you up with you've gone for the white Rambler, is that right?
White?
Yeah, gorgeous.
The white Rambler with co-branded Eventing Weekly logo. So that's yours.
With Mitch and Braden.
Yes, thank you. No feature of producer Ellie on there.
Next time you need to like get your faces
Do you think?
put into the side. Yeah.
Have you seen the picture of us both riding the same horse
Sorry, what?
At the same time?
at the same time?
You haven't seen
This
this?
sounds like a nightmare.
No, it was great.
You
We
paired.
look
you paired
really
and then we
good.
can get a live react. Maybe
We
Mega, maybe make eventing great again
with us.
with that picture.
That picture of us sat on a horse.
It's
No, it's a real thing. So,
it's
have you got
Rolo.
it?
It's Rolo.
yeah. Have you got it?
Yeah, I've
Here
got
we
it.
go.
What do you think? We're getting a live react.
Bill and Ben, the flower pot men.
Oh, thanks. How do I get that on the camera? There we go. What do you think about that? And the Birkenstocks?
Yeah, the Birks. These same Birks, actually.
On Rolo. Shout out Nick
Shout
Brooks.
out Nick Brooks.
Do you know the owner of that horse has that picture framed?
Really?
Yeah, loves
Why
it.
don't we have it framed? We probably
Costs us
should.
some money to probably do it. Yeah. So that shout out to Yeti who are hooking up with that. And there's one other gift, Mitch.
Yeah. Cotswold Fox going to hook you up if you go onto the website, have a look, scroll through, see what you like, and let them know. Well, let us know. We'll let them know. And we'll get it shipped out to you.
Lovely.
how
Thank
good.
you. That's really kind.
And for everyone else out there who wants to get onto Cotswold Fox, we've got a discount code set up. Use Eventing Weekly and you get 15% off. And did you guys see in our Insta DMs who has done that this week?
Yeah. Toby
Yeah.
Horse.
Toby Horse.
Toby
Horse.
This is
How
it.
good.
He's going to love that
you
he's got
Tilly,
mentioned.
do you know Toby Horse? Shout out to the OG listeners. When Eventing Manager was such a big thing. Do you remember
It was-
Eventing Manager?
Yeah. Do you know? Do they still do that?
No.
I was talking to Sam Watson about this recently.
I used to love it when people used to put me in their fore. I was like, they're backing me. What a babe.
Yes.
Yeah.
How good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when they used to do it, we had a bit of a league running. With a good 150 people were in our league.
Yeah.
And bloody fucking Toby Horse. Toby Horse was good. Good.
Every
Was he?
event,
Yeah.
top 5.
I never used to spend my money very well.
What was your strategy? Pick your mates?
Yeah. Probably not the wisest strategy.
You got to be quite ruthless.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Toby Horse, what I was saying was used our discount code and kitted Toby Horse out with a full Cotswold Fox
Cotswold
tracksuit.
Fox tracksuit.
Yeah, looking foxy. So
Should
shout
that
out.
look good.
Definitely get someone trotting up in that next year.
Do you think? And the Bergs.
Get Gaspard
Yeah,
Maxi
Bergs.
doing it. I reckon he would.
I think.
I
You
don't
might
think
be
he.
onto
I don't
something.
think he could run in Burks.
What
though.
was Gaspar wearing? One of those.
He was
like
wearing.
quite a nice.
He kept getting everyone to stroke him.
It was quite a nice woolen gilet,
To
wasn't it?
stroke him. Yeah, that was a nice.
It was a
gilet.
nice woman.
Woman gilet.
Woolen. Woolen.
Woolen. It was quite a nice woolen gilet. I thought it looked good. Producer Ali, did you think it looked good?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. There we go. All right, guys, that's the end of my list. So we'll just do a quick whip around to make sure we've tidied everything up. So,
Yes.
Mitch, how are we looking?
End of my list. Yes, we do need to remember to get a photo tonight
Yes, we
just
do need to get a photo.
while we're doing it.
Good. Good.
Yes.
Producer Ali, how are we looking?
I was going to say photo, and apart from that, I'm very happy. Tilly, do you want to say
Tilly?
goodbye?
Yeah, my list is done.
Hey, Tilly, can you just pass the mic to Tilly for 1 second? How's it been? 1 week after going live on the pod. Been a good week for you?
It's been the best week ever.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, I've had all sorts of opportunities open up.
Have
Oh,
you?
yeah.
Yeah,
Can I just actually level and say, Tilly, you've been a bloody legend over the last 2 weeks.
that's okay.
You've pulled two of our podcasts together,
Yeah.
done all of our fan questions, and all I'm saying is next week, Producer Ali, back to reality. So
Tilly wants pay
It
rise.
could be worse. I thought you were going to say next week, producer Ali, you're
Yeah,
fired.
you're done. You're done.
I was ready for
no,
it.
no. But your probation isn't actually finished yet. So
When does it finish?
wow.
Flexible.
2032, I think.
Yeah. Nice. Cool. All right, guys. Well, thanks again for joining us, Libby, and we look forward to catching up again soon. And I think I normally finish by saying, Libby Seed, thanks, mate.
Hi, this is Laura
can talk
Collett,
over it.
and you are listening
Yeah.
It's just
to
Laura.
season 3 of
We're gonna
Eventing
high five,
Weekly with Mitch and Braden.
Ooh. What's going on?
Tilly,
Come on,
high
Tilly.
five me.
That was horrible. It's all in the
There's
wrist.
a lot of high fives.
Feels aggressive.
Beautiful. Done. Cut it.
Really good.